We all know what that music is. That's the famous theme from Jaws. A little breaking news coming from one of our producers, Tom DiDonato from New Jersey. Large, huge, great white shark, significant size shark spotted in the water near Long Beach Island, New Jersey. This just in. Swimming is now prohibited again at several beaches. And then note from producer, play Jaws music. So you see how good I follow instructions there. You see? But thank you for that, Tom. If you're down in LBI, you're watching on Facebook, you're watching on Biz TV, online streaming, wherever you're watching, watch out. There's a significant size shark spotted off of LBI. Now, in the last segment of the show every day, if there are mistakes in the show, I allow my team to assassinate me and point them out and make fun of me for them. And I'm fine with that. I'm a good sport. And lately, I've been, doing so well at not making mistakes that I've been taking the last segment to go a little deeper down the rabbit hole. So before I go down the rabbit hole today, Jess, did I have any significant mistakes today which you noticed?
It displeases me greatly to say that you had 0 mistakes today. Again.
All right, so I'm on a roll. I didn't have any mistakes today. I'm going to have to, put some serious consideration into it, but it may be a mistake for me to let Nico come back to work, considering that he said he's been, nauseous, not feeling well. I mean, we had a good clean zone here. Rosa comes tomorrow and cleans the whole house. So the last thing we want is, somebody who's poisonated. So we may have to look at that. But other than that, no mistakes from the team. Congratulations to the team. Golf clap for Ava and Jess. Did the whole entire show today by himself, and there was literally not one mistake. A far cry from Friday where we were loaded with mistakes. But in any event, now that I have some time to kill, because I don't have any mistakes to correct, I want to revisit a story I talked about last week, okay? And last week I was talking about, Isaac Cappy was a pretty famous Hollywood actor who started coming out and talking about all these pedophiles and Satan worshipers in Hollywood. He wound up dead in mysterious circumstances, just like Jeffrey Epstein's banker from Deutsche Bank. He wound up dead, supposedly hung himself, just like Jeffrey Epstein himself wound up dead, hung himself. But one of the continuing stories that we get little snippets of information trickling out is that there is this ring of Hollywood and global elitists that are engaged in some kind of cult that's like a Satan cult. And supposedly, by many accounts, allegedly, there are a whole bunch of people in Hollywood who engage in, rituals and sacrifices of children and all this other stuff. And I was trying not to look at it too close and put any weight into this stuff, but there's mounting evidence that something's going on there. And this caught my eye. My friend Mikey sent this to me, and I did some reading, I did some homework, and I want you to take a look at this. It's a Facebook post by a guy who's still out there. His name is Ben Runyon, okay? And he goes on, I spoke about this last week, goes on to talk about how Justin Bieber has, basically turned his life over to the Lord, and he came across this, a segment of the Hollywood elite that actually really threw him for a loop. And now, the reason I put this up is because if this is not from Justin Bieber, then Justin Bieber has so much money, he can have any lawyer call this guy and say, this is bull, take it down, I want it down. I didn't say that, and none of it's true, or you'd at least put out a statement. That hasn't happened. So I have to believe that somewhere in here it's based on statements that Justin Bieber made, and I don't know why he hasn't gone to the FBI or some other agency, but let's leave that there. He is bringing attention to it, which is important. So he said to a Bible study group that he's in, since finding God last year, Bieber has become a regular at this Bible study class. He told churchgoers he will never go back to the evil music industry until the pedophiles and monsters at the top of the game are run out of town. Everything, it must be disinfected with bleach and sunshine. Okay? Goes on to talk about how he was corrupted. All right? They tried so hard to corrupt me. Tried to destroy me with alcohol. Well, that didn't work. They tried drugs, all different kinds of drugs. If that wasn't it, they tried to destroy me with ambition. And I was interested in first. Then he goes on to talk to about how him and Selena were expecting a baby, and there were powerful people courting him at the time. And he went to a top secret party with top record industry executives. And Bieber said he was shown into a back room where a group of men were wearing masks. They're sitting around the edge of the room drinking from cups. In the center of the room was a dead child sitting cross-legged, propped up against the back of a chair. Now, this gets gross here, folks, but I want you to hear this. This is attributed to Justin Bieber in his Bible study class, okay? They were wearing animal masks. It was obvious this was really important to them that I get involved. I literally gagged at this point. One of them boasted that the baby had been alive for 8 hours after they started cutting it and draining its blood. Okay? The guy seemed pleased with himself. The death, he was told, is called exsanguination, otherwise known as completely draining a person of their blood. Bieber refused to drink the blood, okay? He said they threatened me. They said they knew Selena was pregnant, asked me if I wanted my baby to end up like the one in the center of the room. He said he was aghast. Years have passed since the episode, but he's vowed to protect Selena, become a family man, acknowledged the rumors that they're back together, even hinted he's set to become a family man when he said, they won't lay a hand on my family, so help me God. Okay? And then goes to talk about Elijah Wood and some other people. All right, take that down. Here's my plea to Justin Bieber, Elijah Wood, anyone's out there. Telling your Bible study's great. That's getting it off your head. Okay, but if you saw it and these accounts are true, why aren't you stepping forward and telling the authorities who the people were in the room with the masks on if you were sitting there looking at a dead kid? God bless you. God bless your family, but somebody's got to speak up a little more, especially with a platform like that. We're trying to speak up every day. We'll do it again tomorrow right here. Same bat time, same bat channel, more liquid lunch. Terrific Tuesday.